Happy Monday. I just wanted to quick walk you through what you might see today. Some kids are bringing it home today and some are bringing it home tomorrow. If you have older kids or you have kids that have older siblings, this will look very familiar. Okay, so this is your child's reading bag. It might be a different color, but I just want to walk you through some of the things you're going to find in it. So this does have a lot of things in it, I will warn you. Okay, the first thing that all students have is this pink bingo sheet. And this is an idea that the kindergarten teachers came up with as a way to help children practice their letters and sounds at home without it seeming like more school. So the directions are up here, but if you and your child complete one of these activities, you'll just initial and date on the line, and they're trying to get 4 in a row. So 4 in a row vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. And this, you can turn this in anytime in September. It lasts all month long. Please do not feel like you have to do them all in one night. We actually would prefer that you don't, just to stretch that learning out a little bit. So this is the first thing. Please put your student's name at the bottom, and once you have 4 in a row, just send it back, and your child will be allowed to pick out of my prize bucket. Okay, so that's the first thing. If your child does not know all their letters and sounds, I have put this alphabet chart in here. So this is the one we use in class, and then this is the vowel chart because we're working on that vowels make 2 different sounds. The short sound, which is a, e, ah, and the long sound, a, e, I, o, and oo. Here's how I would recommend that you use this. Before you start reading or doing any other kind of activity, what we do in class is we point to the letter, say the name of the letter, the sound it makes, and then the picture. So we'll go A, apple, B, ball, C, cat. And we do that for the whole alphabet. That just gets their brains ready to see those letters and to know what sounds they make. It also becomes almost second nature the more you do it. And so the more exposure they get to this, the better they're going to be at learning their letters and sounds. So that is the second thing in there. It is laminated, so it should hold up. And please keep both of those things in the reading bag. Keep this in the reading bag until you are finished with it, okay? You are also going to see these yellow words. There's a little note on here, and basically these are their sight words. These are words that we want them to know really quickly so they don't have to think about it. If your child has to think about every single word and stretch out every single word in a book, it's going to take them, 1, forever to read a book. It's going to be difficult and they're not going to want to do it. And sometimes by the time they get to the end of the book, because they've worked so hard to stretch everything out, they've forgotten what they've read at the beginning. So these sight words are here to help. Now, I know this looks like a lot for being in the second week of September. We have not obviously introduced these. I am giving you all of the words that we will introduce until Christmas. Some kids are ready for them, others are not. The ones we have learned are A, I, can, the, and see. Those were our words for the past couple weeks, so they should be really good at those. Our new words are is, it, in, come, and my. And I will try to give you those every week. If this overwhelms your child, please take them off and just have the ones that they know. So A, so it's like a flashcard on one side and then there's a sentence on the other. If your student or if your child knows all of these words, see if they can read these sentences. Okay, that's a great other practice for them. You might find, and I don't know, some blank cards in here. Our secretary, Miss Louvier in the office was awesome, and she created all of these. And so there might be some blank ones in here. That's because she did so many of them. She didn't take the time to sort them out. So if you just see some blank ones, feel free to take them off the ring. If you want to take the others off of the ring and keep them in a safe place that we haven't introduced yet and just practice the ones we have, you are welcome to do that too. It's kind of finding whatever works for you and your child. Okay, so that's the other thing that's in there. These have to last all year. So please make sure that they stay in that reading bag and that please don't do them like at the swimming pool or during dinner, if possible. That way they last all year. You also are going to see some sort of book in your child's folder or in your reading bag. Okay, it might look like this. It might be similar to this. It just depends on where your child's at in reading. When you read with your child, encourage them to find those sight words. So right here is A, and they know. Sometimes I have them go on a word hunt. How many times do you see the word A in this book? How many times do you see the word the? And then have them touch each word and read. At this level in kindergarten, they're relying heavily on the picture. So A, sheep, A, horse. Okay. This one, what can fly? A butterfly can fly. But again, very simple. There's a pattern to them. And your student will pick up on that really quickly. These books, if they come home with a book, we have read them in class. So they should be fairly familiar with them. It should not be a new book to them unless it was a crazy day and I just didn't get to it. But I will try to make sure that that doesn't happen. So you're going to see one of these kinds of books in their reading bag. The final thing that is in there is this reading log. Okay, and it's got the date, the book title, did you practice your sight words, and then parent initials. This just helps keep kids and us accountable that they're practicing reading. So after they read a book, let's say they bring home this one, you would write the date, then you would write a farm, tell me if you practice their sight words, yes or no, and then initial here. Once they fill this up, your child will get to pick out of my prize bucket. The final thing that I will say is please only record on this sheet if it is a new book. So at the end of the week, your child's going to have at least 2 books in there. Now, one of those days, you're going to write what can fly. And then maybe your child brings home the book A Farm. Okay, you don't need, even though we would love for you to reread this and we highly encourage that you do, please only mark it if it is one that has not been marked on the paper before. Does that make sense? Okay, so please do that. That is all that will come home in your reading bag. This month it is reading, but sometimes these will be math. And it will still be the same. If they get 4 in a row, then they will get to pick out of the prize bucket. I know this is a lot of information to take in. So if you have any questions or concerns, or you notice, hey, Mrs. Book, these books are really too hard for my kid. We're really struggling with reading at home. It's frustrating. Let me know. Reading at home and reading at school looks very different. So if you're noticing like this is frustrating, we're having a lot of tears, please let me know because that means something needs to change. Doing the alphabet chart, the sight words we know in the book should take about 20 minutes. If you're spending hours and hours on this, then the books are too hard and we need to find a different level for your child. So please reach out to me if you're finding that happens. I think that's everything I've got. But as always, if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. So yeah, I'm excited and I hope that you have a good rest of your week.